Welcome back to the worst movie podcast in the world. And this week we're going to be looking at Netflix's The Fall. Wait, did Netflix make it?
No, it's just on Netflix.
Well, it's just a thing then. All right, film on Netflix called The Fall.
I think it's in the top 10.
UK Netflix.
UK Netflix, yeah, not American.
They might not have global streaming
based
rights.
on our viewership, Indian Netflix. But actually, we don't know. I don't know on that one. Do you guys know?
We get a lot of UK. It's a lot.
But with NordVPN.
Oh,
don't give them free advertising.
With NordVPN,
VPN, there's only so much they can do.
Or BKVPN.
No, what that is?
Burger King VPN.
Oh,
no, that's my kind of VPN.
Whoa. Anyway, this week I'm joined by Ryan and Decos. No Joe, unfortunately.
100% less Joe on this podcast.
Yeah, he was lost to time.
Even though he picked the film.
Yeah, this is Joe's film this week. Yeah, do any of you guys
he didn't actually say what he was doing. He said he can't come.
Oh. Seems kind of sus.
He knows how bad this film is.
Yeah, he probably did. Anyway.
No, he picked this film because it was popular on Netflix for many weeks. I cannot stress this enough that this is a movie that has been in the UK top 10 on Netflix. Basically, I think for the past month or two. It's crazy.
It's a short. Well, it's not like a 2.5
1 hour
long
40.
Movie. It's an hour 40.
It's average.
That's
average.
Exactly. So it's not too short. It's not it's average. You sit down with the family members or friends to watch it, and it's a simple premise. It's just called The Fall, so people can latch onto that.
It's a simple premise for simple
look,
terms.
all right, let's go straight to the introduction where we can talk about this. All right, look, we're rolling with it.
No. We're going to sit on the previous bit forever.
As you can see from the image provided, there are people and they're falling. That is the film. Multiple people fall multiple times.
One bitch fell. An hour 40.
A guy fell.
An hour 40 minutes of my life to watch a bitch fall, and you didn't even get to see a fall. You didn't even get to see the fall.
You got to see the guy fall. The guy fell. At the very start, remember? Like
Which
her husband.
Guy fell? A guy on the fell?
Her husband.
He fell into a CGI green screen.
Yeah, he did. He really. You could obviously tell as well. They were just crawling along the floor for a lot of this.
Yeah.
It was rough.
Yeah,
it was rough.
It was.
I do know. So for the actual top bit, they built it. They built it on top of a mountain to make it look more real, but the scenery is so bland and shit that you just cannot tell.
You cannot tell at all. I couldn't tell, and I didn't care.
It just looks fake.
So much of this film was dumb and just by pure, just stupid, non-thought out, not even coincidence. It was just bad. I didn't enjoy it. It pissed me off.
Everything they do is wrong. We'll talk about it, I guess, later. But it's sometimes. So this is technically a horror film. Sometimes horror films can be fun because the protagonists are making stupid decisions. In this one, they were straight up just nah, this is a factual error that is incorrect. I cannot believe for a moment that this is real.
Yeah, there's difference between they're scared and they're in the moment, so they make an error and just plain.
Well, they just made a dumb decision because maybe the movie's even going for a comedy angle.
Yeah. Also, what the hell is going on with the vultures? They kept focusing on them so much. I did not care about them at all, and they didn't even use them right. It's the complete vultures are a very timid bird. They do not mess with things that are alive at all.
Yeah. Other than when she baits it in though by pretending to be dead.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll go for it. I don't know. The film beats the shit out of it.
It annoyed me. The film annoyed me, and that's one of the worst crimes a film could commit.
There's not many films that actually annoy you. So
I know. Pissed me off. Didn't like it. And I didn't like the characters. They were annoying as well.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. Oh my god. The writing in this is wank.
Who directed this film?
Yeah, who directed it? Ryan, get it up.
I swear to God, if it's Ryan Johnson.
Sam Witwicky. No, it was Scott Mann, who sounds very real.
Scott Bakula.
And not like an AI. No, Scott Mann.
He sounds as
mean,
real as
leaping,
the CGI
falling.
in this film.
Yeah.
He's got a brother. He's called Hugh Man.
You're right. I feel like I've kind of
What's his
just
middle name,
generalized our
Jack?
opinions on this. Let's get some very
Jack,
definitive, like just
Jackman.
general impressions on this. We're gonna decos straight up. Like, just I know we've kind of just got over it a little bit here, but just give me your personal, like, exactly down to the point. How just what you thought of the film, just generally, a very general.
One of those
overview.
films that's in the UK top 10, not because it's good, it's because there isn't anything else that came out recently.
Yeah, I think that's a very accurate.
Hey,
very
I will rebuke this instantly. Okay, you say nothing came out recently. All right, we got Cocaine Bear. We got
That's not on
Nothing
Netflix.
came. Okay.
On
Let me
Netflix.
reiterate. Nothing came out recently on Netflix.
Call Me Chihiro.
No one's watching that but you.
No one's watched it, and it's great.
I'm not watching it.
3.8 on Letterboxd. Okay, 3.8.
Right.
I'm not the only one.
Ryan, your general impression of the film.
It caused me a great deal of this is not what would happen. It was pain, was suffering.
They didn't even
It
got the
was-
goddamn vulture on the thing. I just looked over at the screen. The vulture's in the goddamn poster.
Yeah,
He's just chilling.
I don't know what this film was. Like, everything about it is wrong. Like, the tower itself should not exist because it wouldn't be structurally sound. The ladders, right, should have a protective cage around them because there's a fucking light bulb at the top of this thing. Someone's got to change that.
That's true.
You get paid a lot of money for doing that.
People must have.
People get paid to go and change a light bulb. It should have proper safety shit in place so that guy can go up and change it without a sudden gust of wind, like just killing them.
Yeah, and they took very minimal protective gear for this thing. Like, just like the I know
they were attached to each other. If one of them fell off,
that was
they're both going. I don't know what they were protected from.
It was so stupid. They were more protected on that rock face where the guy died.
This motherfucker, her husband has died. She
From
hasn't been
falling.
climbing for months because he died climbing, and it's just like, yeah, we're off to go do like this shit right after you've not done it for months. But come on the hardest climb of your life.
Yeah, I thought her friend.
They just take us some fucking rock wall.
She's like, oh, your husband's dead. Yeah, you're kind of a pussy for being sad about it. Climb this this massive thing with me. I know your husband died climbing.
And the agrees to this as well, by the way.
Oh yeah. The whole premise thing is they could have been clever of why they were up there, but they just made it was just lazy writing and just a poor story that made them like throw Marcus Butler in there, or whoever the fuck, I can't remember his name.
Marcus
and it's basically no, I can't remember his name.
Who are you talking?
He's the guy who does like London Has Fallen.
Oh, Gerard Butler.
Gerard Butler, sorry. Throw him in there, and it seems like a film he'd do.
Maybe. Actually, no, because there's no guns.
That's true.
No guns.
Yeah, but if Gerard Butler was there, they would have had a gun for the vultures.
Ooh.
That's an infinitely better film. Just 90 minutes of Gerard Butler on top of a small pole fighting vultures with an unlimited pistol.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'd watch that.
Call it the Swarm.
The vultures, the Scourge.
Oh, the Scourge.
The vultures are voiced by Morgan Freeman.
Fuck's sake.
It also make it good if they just if they just did it with
I see you dying there.
What?
Right,
we're getting off the rails. We're going into the log lines right now. We're starting to get to Morgan Freeman voiceovers of vultures. We're losing the plot steadily, and we're not even into this thing yet. Right, logline. I feel like Ryan, you want to give yours first, so I'm gonna drag it out of you right now onto the screen. Let's go.
And you know what? This is one of my more sensible log lines.
Mm-hmm.
even though it has a bit of a wackier element. All right. When a grieving widow and a wicky wackadoo influencer climb a 2,000-foot tower to scatter her husband's ashes, they get more than they bargained for when the ladder falls, leaving them stranded with nothing to post about on social media except for their hilarious attempts to survive, none of which post, leaving them without likes or followers and making them totes not shareable.
All right.
God.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one. And to be fair, kind of fits the theme of the film.
It's the film.
It's the film. It is the film.
They were gonna toss that phone off that tower. It's an iPhone. You gotta press it again. You gotta press to resend. Fuck what they thinking.
Yeah.
Everything in this movie is wrong.
Everything. Even that.
Yeah.
Right. Decos, Logline.
My one takes inspiration from Ryan's one last week.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Man went up, man fell, woman sad. Woman went up, woman stuck. Ladder fell, no way out. Vulture sad.
What?
The end.
Fuck, that was
God
deep.
damn. Deep cuts. That's what we like to do.
Deep
Wait a
cut.
minute. Wait a minute.
Oh no.
Wait a minute. Hey, that'd be a more interesting film than the film we just watched.
Alright, Cameron, your log line.
Alright. So, mine is. Alright, wait. Oh, alright. Blindsided by a new generation of blazingly fast cars, the legendary Girl 1 finds herself pushed out of the sport that she loves. Hoping to
Is
get
this
back
Car
into
3?
the game, she turns to Girl 2, an eager young technician who has her own plans for winning, with inspiration from the famous Hudson Hornet and a few unexpected turns. Number 95 prepares to complete.
Do you want a fucking point from Logline Showdown sometime this year?
Alright, I'm done. Cars 3! Hey! Even that sounded more interesting than what we just watched. And they had the titles Girl... Actually, what I'm going with they were just called Girl 1 and Girl 2. Because I don't remember.
I can't remember the name. I can't really remember about this film.
Yeah.
Oh, it's trash.
Yeah.
They had names. They were called Becky and Hunter. Hunter, so cool.
Right. On that note, let's go to the scoring here. So who are we gonna vote for? I think Ryan.
You have to start.
Ah.
No, you have to start. You know
Yeah,
the rules.
All right. I'm gonna put my vote with Joe.
Can't vote for Joe. He ain't here.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna vote for you, Ryan. Yeah, I like yours.
Yay.
All right. Decos, your vote.
I vote Cameron.
Oh, fuck. Well, I'm voting Decos because I refuse to vote Cameron.
Oh, God.
Oh, it is a tie.
Oh, that is very convenient for you, isn't it?
I think we should all get a point because of that.
I don't know. You don't get a point.
I'm joking. I'm joking. I vote Ryan.
Ah!
Ryan wins this week.
Come on. I had to
Cameron.
Google the synopsis of Cars 3. You know how much time that took?
Cameron,
Like 2 seconds.
Cameron, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Cameron, I'm gonna say this now. I'm gonna say this now before you do it next week. Do not read out the synopsis of Planes.
I was gonna say it. Yeah. Don't do. If you do Planes, you genuinely lose a point.
I go to -1. All right. I won't do Planes. All right. So Ryan gets the point. Well done, Ryan. He's trying to catch up to Joe. Tough competition going on over here. We gotta, everyone's in a battle here. Everyone's battling for this first place. I feel like it's pretty even ended. Right. Anyway, yeah. And we're back. Put in the points. Ryan's now got 3, I think. I can't really tell from the organization there. Ryan, bad skills on putting them together. Digos 2, Joe 4, and I'm on a nice, wholesome 0. It shows talent.
A
Right?
lovely little bagel.
People are scared of my points. All right, people are scared of the things I bring up. They don't want to vote for it because it's too good. Right. Into the general discussion now. This is where we can really just dunk on this movie. Just really show where we're at with it. And I'm going to start us off here and just saying, I fucking hated this. I didn't like a second of it.
Same.
It pissed me off. I didn't like either of the characters. They both annoyed me. I didn't care for a
What
dead
didn't you
husband.
like about the characters, Cameron? Didn't you enjoy how she was a social media influencer?
I hated that. Why did they have why? Why did they have to put that in there? I don't care about it. Is it to just prove she's even bigger of a dick? They didn't need that because she'd already cheated with this other girl's husband or whatever.
They really glossed over that.
They really did. And also, had she died before that?
I think they should have fought. They should, yeah.
Had she fallen and died before?
No.
Or was that after?
No. She went down to get the drone.
I'm gonna be honest. I did have to skip a 5-minute section here and there just to get through this thing. So I may have missed some context.
Jesus Christ!
I couldn't do it, man. It's pissing me off.
Film was just awful. The story.
Camera no likey, costs no likey, and lacks no likey. That's 3 no likeys right straight off the bat. And if there's 3 no likeys,
I don't think Joe's allowed to pick another film.
Joe picked that. Well, to be fair, he was picking based on relevance. He was picking based on relevance. But just look, I get it's so stupid that just the general premise. One, the fact she's going up there to scatter her husband's ashes, right? Clearly, that's just they had to think of that as a reason to get her up there because there'd be no other reason she would ever have gone up there. But thinking about it, why would she want to scatter her husband's ashes atop somewhere she climbed? Surely that's rubbing it in his face that he died climbing up the thing. And oh look, I made it. Now I'm going to scatter your loser ashes out from something I could achieve, but you couldn't because you died trying. Right? Surely it's insensitive to do that.
It was. Also,
it's because he's a cheating bastard though. So
she didn't know that at that point. I also I get I don't know, I feel like they could have just one, obviously the whole tower thing was just dumb.
I mean, the entire premise of the film was destined to fail. It was about them being in a tower.
But it didn't even fail that bad. I don't know. I feel like it's set up so much more than it ever delivered. It was, it almost was like it was setting up the tower to fall. The tower actually to fall down. It was showing shit it just wasn't structurally sound. And then it's just nah, the ladder falls and that's it. I mean, at the very end where she drops down to go onto the dish, right? So she can get, I think, is it the drone? No.
Yeah, I don't know.
She goes down to the dish anyway. And the dish drops, and then it just cuts to her safe.
I feel like,
and the entire fake out is that it's the other girl who's down on the ground, and it's Christ, haven't seen this one before.
Yeah, and the whole I feel like no matter how traumatized you are, you can't reach that point where you've convinced yourself that someone who's laying dead in front of you. Maybe that's my not got through any time of this situation privileged opinion.
It comes out of nowhere, does nothing for the movie other than being sudden shock.
It was trying to give the movie something it was clearly never gonna have.
And also, what was that arc?
It's literally just shock value. Here? That is all it is.
Was it to I guess it was to get over her dead husband, but if anything, I feel like this would just cement it because now there's just more people in her life who've died through falling.
Yeah, there was no arc.
There's no arc.
She wasn't. It didn't feel like she was getting over a dead husband.
Yeah, and she definitely didn't get over a fear of heights on top of a pole, or climbing.
Her husband's still dead.
Yeah. If anything, she's come out worse for wear. She achieved little. In fact, lost more.
That's just more trauma.
Yeah, he just added to it. And like obviously like the whole like tower premise is, as you said, like it shouldn't have been there. It shouldn't be like it shouldn't be that structured unsafe, all that sort of stuff. But let's say they really wanted to, they had to use this tower, right? That's the thing. I felt like they could have made the tower more of like an actual like working against them like antagonist thing. All they had was the little like was the ladders fall off. That was it.
They
could
never
have really
used
had
like they could have used like the whole tower and different bit. They could have even done it like they sort of get trapped and their only way is to go up, and then it keeps like
yeah,
it becomes like
keeps
more perilous.
the
But
towers
instead, it's
working
literally like
against them,
the
yeah.
first 20 minutes of this film, they get up to the fucking top of the tower.
Yeah, I was
And
surprised.
40
at that
minutes,
as
I was
well.
just like, oh, the ladder's fallen. Is this it? Is
Yeah,
this the
and
rest
then
of
they
the
get
movie?
sat up there, the whole like they're just trying to get people's attention. I'm like, that's a terrible thing. Like maybe they're like climbing up or whatever, like whatever, and like they're like struggling with signal or something. And they're like, oh, we can't get back down. Maybe the higher up we go, we'll get a better signal. And we can call somebody, right? So then you've got like a journey trying to get this tower as the tower's like falling apart, working against them.
Saturday, I watched a film. It was an anime film. I didn't put it on.
My whoa,
fiance put it on.
Okay.
And it was basically about a bunch of kids stranded in a building that supposedly got floated away. It was a metaphor. And all that stuff.
For what?
I don't. Well, it's
floating.
And they had to
metaphorical.
and they had to survive
by eating each other.
And whilst getting through personal problems with each other because they've had arguments and stuff. Yeah. And I thought that was infinitely better than Fall. And it was similar to Fall.
Yeah.
It's called Drifting Away.
I'm not going to watch it.
I know you're not, but...
I mean, people at my work might, but... I mean, yeah, where is it? Where would I watch it if I was to watch it?
It's on Netflix.
Oh, it's on Netflix. All right.
Anime.
Who knows? Who knows whether I will or won't? I'll keep you in the loop. But wouldn't it have been way cooler that instead of her eating the vulture, she'd drop down and just eaten her dead friend?
Yeah.
It would have built...
That'd have been more horror.
Yeah, it would have been more horror. And like she doesn't want to, but has to, otherwise she's going to die. So she just starts like tucking in. Because
also, I feel like she would have got
them eating that dead animal, right? Like they show like the dead animal and the vulture's eating it, and they're like, what would you do to survive? Surely she should be like the vulture eating a dead animal.
Yeah,
so
that'd make way more sense.
She eats the vulture.
What would have been
stupid?
What would have been a good twist was it's her eating the vulture, but it turns out to be her eating the dead friend.
Oh,
she's gone crazy and insane.
She's just eating her. Oh.
This isn't a movie podcast. This is a fixing movie problem podcast.
Yeah, because this movie had a lot of them. They had a lot of problems.
Okay, let's talk about some of those problems then. I'm going to take over kind of the host position for a sec. Still a conversation towards how many goddamn blunders are in this film and stupid
Ryan
stuff.
Is now going to discuss a few problems. Ryan, you want to discuss them? See,
okay.
There.
So, why the fuck are they why is it that they are so concerned about their phones? Like, my god, these two women would rather die than their phone get destroyed. It's like, oh yeah, I'm stuck at the top of this tower, but don't throw my phone off, it might shatter. It's like, it's a phone! It costs like 300 quid!
Yeah, just get another one.
It's clearly someone trying to write a Gen Z without being a Gen Z. And it was painful because that's not what Gen Zs are. If Gen Zs were stuck, they would have killed themselves.
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
They wouldn't have been worried about that phone. They wouldn't have given a shit about that phone.
Oh
also, it was an iPhone, wasn't it? They have an SOS thing that you can automatically turn fuck on.
No, okay, this is another error, okay? They are at an elevated height. It is easier to get a phone signal because of the curvature of the Earth is what blocks you from being able to get signal from towers.
Yeah.
This is why you can't get like signal in like a tunnel. You can get it when you're 2,000 feet up. It's not hard. If ever you're getting too many
That's
signals,
why you have to put it in flight mode in
airplane mode.
airplanes.
These motherfuckers, we've had signal. This film, they could just go up to the top and just been like, 911. Hello, yes, I'm stuck at the top of
They
this
would have had
tower.
the
Come get me,
strongest signal
please.
they've ever had.
Yeah, and yet it's like, no, we're gonna die. We've got no signal. We have to send the phone down. I mean, Christ, they could have taken the drone, strapped the phone to the drone, and flew that down as a solution in their fucked reality. Also, as well, the fact that they felt they had to charge that drone to 100% because it goes out of range. That's why it drops. They don't have a limited range. What the fuck were they thinking? But not even they. What the fuck was she thinking? But she's there, like, I guess, alone with the dead friend.
Yeah.
It don't make no fucking sense. Chewbacca just showed up. That would have made more fucking sense.
Also,
Oh,
know
man, if
she had
Chewbacca
like
showed
got
up.
like burnt skin in the end because of how long they were up there.
Yeah.
Or either, no, better yet, they would be freezing because
At
elevated
night,
height.
in the middle of
'cause
the
so high up.
desert as
They're
well.
in like
In the
taking
middle of the
shoes
desert at
off.
night time, they would have froze to death.
Mm.
They don't know how to geography, and they don't know how climate works. This film does.
Nah, they
she'd-
cuddled
if
with
she'd
the
have-
vultures at night for warmth.
If she'd have tauntauned her
Yeah.
friend, that would have been so much cooler.
Yeah. Oh, taunt.
Oh my god, Tonton.
She's just sleeping inside the carcass of her
Climbed
friend. They needed to go slightly more like if they were going to go this angle with them just stuck in that one position and not really not battling
They
with the
needed
tower.
to
They
not go
needed to
PG-13.
Yeah, they needed to go fucked with it and like really go psychological horror, not like we're
Motherfuckers
trapped.
eating their own arms.
Yeah, like crazy stuff. Just go with that. Make it so much more interesting if they did that. So much more. The movie had problems. All right, we all agree. It wasn't a good
Okay,
time.
let's have some more problems. More problems.
Mine's got some more. Mine had a lot of problems.
When they're climbing, they don't use any of the proper climbing procedures, which, you'd figure someone who was a climbing influencer might follow.
Yeah, like, I don't know, like...
Don't even use, like, the proper fucking loops.
Yeah, they're just tied to each other. Like, that's a recipe for disaster.
Her phone lasted for fucking ever. She was up there for days looking at videos and shit on her phone. Like, why? I said before, but like, the cages around the fucking exposed ladder.
Yeah.
That tower was a walking lawsuit.
Yeah, were they
With the
like
health and
encouraging?
safety
Were like
problems.
people
Also,
allowed to climb?
Shouldn't
it?
they have got they should have got a permit.
Yeah, or like informed people. Like, wouldn't it not been smart to inform someone you were climbing up this? So let's say you do get trapped up there, then they know after like 24 hours that you're trapped up there or something bad's happened. Like, you tell someone beforehand. You don't take the only other person on the planet who knows you're going up there with you up there.
Yeah, they don't tell anyone. They tell no one that they're going up there.
That's got to be standard procedure. It's just go, hey, me and my friend are going up here. Like, if we're not back in 12 hours, like, call someone.
Yeah.
Okay, I found some more goofs in this film.
He found the goofs.
So, when she's controlling the drone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They already threw the phone that was paired with the drone off with the app. Off the tower, so they're using the wrong phone. If they have no internet, how do they control the drone?
God.
Also, did you hear that when she plugged it in at the top of the tower, it made a fucking iPhone charger noise?
What?
Made a little ding. She plugs it in at the top.
Jesus
Christ.
Yeah,
probably one of the worst films I've watched in ages.
Yeah. I couldn't get into it at all. And you know what?
Yeah.
Speaking of,
you're rooting for the characters to die the entire time, and they just don't die.
They hang in there.
No one fell off this tower.
Yeah. Yeah.
No one fell all the way. There wasn't even like this is how dangerous it is fall. Just nothing happened.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say it was like that woman who died. It wasn't even a proper fall. It was like a light tumble, and like she's hit the wrong
fell
bones.
a little bit.
Yeah, she fell a little bit. That's what the film should be called.
Kind
of fell a little. not like plummeted down. Just like slammed into the bottom.
You could have done like a really cool shot of her falling all the way down, you know, but nah.
Yeah.
They just like even that, and you sort of get baited out of it as well. Because they only show a little bit from falling.
Just a little bit. Like, imagine if, they go with the premise of, like, climbing up the tower, and it, like, progressively, like, they have to get to the top to get, like, a phone signal or whatever, and, like, people, the tower's working against them. You throw in a few extra people, and have multiple of them die in horrific falling ways. Like, they fall, like, a proper distance, like, hit a part of the tower
if you
that slices them in half or something.
If they had, like, a team of, like, 5 people go up this tower, that would have been way cooler. You could slowly kill them off and have at least some entertainment.
Yeah, and have the tower like really working against them. Like one of them falls, but like they think they're about to be like they're still like on one of the ropes.
Someone gets like a goddamn vulture come at them, and then like.
Well, what would be more believable about the whole phone signal thing is if the tower was blocking the phone signal and a team of them climbing, they realised the phone signal and they're trapped because the ladder broke or something. Like it. You know, and they have to reach the top.
To turn it back on.
To get it back on.
Yeah.
And then they start dying one by one.
Yeah, and the tower's working against them. Like one of them like falls, but they're still attached to the rope, so that they think they're going to be okay when they're falling. Like they'll just like ping back on, but a bit of the tower just at that point like juts out, and they hit that bit and just get completely sliced in half, and just go Darth Maul falling down that chute, like his legs and like torso falling at different points, just like all the way to the bottom. That'd be hilarious.
So what you're saying is, if Jar Jar Binks were to climb this tower with them,
movie. Oh, okay. Now we can get into another bit that I also suspect people are going to have very strong feelings on it being bad, and that's the acting.
What
acting?
Can they act?
Can they act? No, they cannot. I'm pretty sure that one girl's personality was she has had boobs.
Yeah, they weren't believable as people.
Nah, they were making illogical, unrational decisions. Even in people in dire situations wouldn't make decisions that irrational and stupid.
Yeah.
You didn't empathize with them. They had no proper motivation for doing what they were doing. Like they tried to do it like, oh, she's got to go up there as like the journey for like her husband, that's why she's going, and then you can like empathize with her. But no, it was a stupid reason for going up, so I don't empathize with her. And it just reaches the point where you're like, well, she's dumb. If she dies, that's on her. And you shouldn't be feeling like that. You shouldn't be that. You should not go into a film about someone stuck on top of a tower feeling like the reason they're going to die is because they're dumb and stupid and you don't care. That's the opposite of what you want. You want to care. You want to be worried for their safety. I didn't care for a second. Poopy. It was a poopy. Who needs that? And then the camera effects and all of that sort of stuff was also whack. Like, especially in that intro bit when they use like drone shots like every 2 seconds when they were showing them climbing up that mountain. It was like boom.
Oh yeah.
Boom. And obviously again they were clearly just climbing along the floor as well. It's like
not even good Michael Bay drone shots.
Yeah, you got if you're gonna do drone shots, you gotta get the Bay in. At least put him on as a producer. Get the drone shots from him.
Ambulance drone shots were clean. I'd say he didn't use enough.
You want to see good drone shots? Go watch Ambulance. That's what we're recommending here. Go do that instead. Yeah. And me and Decos haven't even seen it, but I'm telling you, it has better drone shots than this.
And Michael Bay's style of comedy,
exactly,
which hasn't changed in decades.
It hasn't changed. But who needs it to change? Not us. We roll. Yeah, it was rough. We didn't enjoy. We pushed through, and this is where we're at. We didn't enjoy any of it. Let me look at this. Let me look at it. What else have we even got left? Yeah, we've talked about the effects. We've talked about the acting. We talked about the wank story. Just the general inconsistencies. What else is there to discuss?
I didn't see the wanking story in this.
I mean, they stuck up that tower for a few days.
You reckon either of them had to take a shit when they were up on this tower and it was super awkward?
Well, women don't shit.
They don't shit?
Yeah.
Damn.
That would have been that. Yeah, they didn't address that. That would be. They were up there for like, I don't know, a solid amount of time. They probably need to take a cheeky dump off the edge. If they, there was that guy they were throwing shoes at. If they'd had him step in a pile of their shit,
he was the best bit of the film.
But if they'd had like him accidentally step in a pile of their shit that like falling from the top, how funny would that have been?
No! Instead, like trying to drop shoes on, they drop a turd. That would make more sense as to why he steals the car as well.
Yeah.
That would make so much more sense.
So fuck these guys, they took a shit on me.
Fuck these guys, they took a shit on me. Yeah, so I feel like we've been through the segments here. We've hated on it. Do you guys want to kind of like give this thing a score now? Kind of see where we're at with it.
Here this time.
Do this.
Right. So I'm feeling like we're getting a pretty like unanimous like where we're at on this. So I don't feel there's going to be too much debate on where we're going to put this because I feel like I know we may have had a slight little nat before this, so we may already have a vague inkling on where people want to put this. Ryan, do you have a preference on where you want to dump this right
now? There's a certain pit that we have teased up before. First, it was Glass Onion that was considered, then Ant-Man and the Wasp. But something hit me earlier on its way down. I wasn't sure at first, but when I looked down into the deep abyss, I could see it. It was the movie Fall, falling straight into the void.
Yeah. All right. Ryan's going for the void. That is the
void. This is the first void movie. Literally Die Hard tier. There's not much worse than this.
Yeah.
Maybe Die Hard and Thor: Love and Thunder belong below this. But this movie is pretty devoid of anything. The world would be a better place if I hadn't had to sit through it.
Yeah.
Like, Christ. There's nothing redeeming about it. Not even like the camera work is decent. I'm scared of heights, and I was not scared of the heights in this film. Like, it just didn't feel real. It didn't look real. I didn't care about the characters.
Yeah. That's all 100% reasons to. It failed at everything. Dump it in the void. All right, that's Ryan's opinion. Yeah. Decos, where you want to put it?
Void. It's probably one of the worst films I've ever watched. It's just, I do not recommend it. I hate Joe. Maybe hate Joe as a person. I know why he was
Joe before.
No,
God damn.
That's how bad it is.
Made you double down.
Right.
Go on, Cameron, where are you putting this?
So, let's just say if I was wandering under this tower and then suddenly some feces dropped on top of me, and I was like, "Oh, what's that?" And I look up and some people just shit on me from the top of a tower, I'd feel more than I did watching this film. I would prefer to get Sky shit on than watch this again. So I think that
Jesus Christ.
So I think that definitively cements it being dumped in the void. Let's toss it in there. No movie magic this time, just pure disdain and disgust. Let's toss it in there like a steaming shit from the top of a tower. Boom! The Fall deeply cemented in the void. No one enjoyed it. We all hated it to not even varying degrees. On pretty equal degrees. It sucked. Couldn't recommend it to anybody. Wouldn't want to recommend it to anybody. Nah. Not for human consumption. Sorry. Leave it to the vultures.
It is.
All right. And now, on to the next segment, the What's the No with Joe. Now, as we all know, Joe isn't here this week. So, do you guys want to get into...
we're going to do it without. We're going to do it without Joe. We're going to get into the mindset of Joe and think like he would.
Yeah, exactly.
He's editing this, and you know,
we know you can see this, Joe.
So
we know you're listening to everything we're saying.
Joe, rugby, curling, the movie Fall. What else does Joe do?
Spilled tea on his face.
Spilled tea on his face. Spilled tea on my face.
No, it's stained.
I've got my Joe. I'll say it in the voice of Joe as well for maximum immersion.
Right.
If you were stuck at the top of this tower, what would you do in this situation? Cameron, what answer the What's the No with Joe?
I'm answering the What's the No with Joe, the Joe. All right. All right. Well, you know what? What would I do if I was at the top of this tower? I don't know. Climb down it.
Yeah.
I feel like they could have shimmied a little bit.
Like a fire pole.
They could have tried to shimmy a little bit. Yeah, I guess it was kind of wide, but give it a whirl. I mean, they were going to die anyway.
Used my phone because it would have had signal.
Oh yeah, it would have had signal. Yeah, he would have used the phone.
Yeah, it's a valid argument.
Yeah.
But the answer Joe really wants to know is, I'd have a wank at the highest altitude I'll ever be able to do it.
How high is actually 2,000 feet? Is that a mile?
Bro, just do it on a plane. You're set.
I don't think that's allowed.
Bruh, yeah, it's not allowed, but you can do it.
True.
2,000 feet isn't a mile, so nah, you couldn't have a wank and join the mile high, or fucking join the mile high club at the top of this pole.
How high is 2,000 feet then, in terms of miles?
Some feet.
About a third.
About a third. This tower isn't really that high.
No, not high. I think they could have survived if they just jumped off.
Yeah,
just aim for the bushes,
feet, isn't it? 2,000 feet ain't that high.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Well, yeah. There we go. Actually, Ryan, what would you do?
What?
What would you do?
What would you do?
I do.
Yeah.
Oh God, I don't know what I'd do at the top of this tower. I would climb up. I would take the light out.
Yeah, the people would notice pretty quick.
Because
people,
whoever's in charge of maintenance would be like,
"Oh shit, the light's out! Get someone up there." Yeah.
And then they'd be like, "Shit, the ladders fell down. Should get some guy in." And then they'd see, because they're looking up at the top, like, what's gone wrong? They'll see you.
Yeah.
Bam. Then you get out in like 3 to 5 business days, unless you're up there on the weekend.
Then
at
they'll
which point,
sue you
ain't no
for
one coming
property
for you.
damage. Yeah, after that they'll sue you.
All right,
for
then I won't
property
take the
damage.
light. I'd just jump off then. Avoid the lawsuit. Get a lawsuit back.
I'd collect the rainwater in a bucket and then jump off the tower. And just as about to fall on land, place the bucket of water.
There wasn't no rain. It's a desert.
Deserts rain.
Sometimes.
Like, very rarely. Deserts. Because there's no rain.
Yeah. I think that concludes this week's video.
In the voice of Joe, you've answered what I want to know.
There we go. Right, we've done the What's to Know. Right. Thank you everyone for watching the Fall episode. Hopefully you don't go and watch it. I mean, hopefully
if you went and watched it for this episode, Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, that's on us. You
It
can
is
leave.
top 10
You know what?
on
If you
Netflix in
did
the
that,
UK.
you can
So
leave us a dislike.
No.
Ah, nah, I'm kidding. Like, comment, subscribe.
if you go and watch it, please comment on your thoughts and if you agree, and if not,
Yeah, and tell you what, leave a comment for a better
we'd like
film
to
for
hear
us to
your
watch.
take on it. To be honest,
Yeah, leave us a comment of a
Yeah,
better film to
People
watch.
actually like this film?
Oh,
I don't know.
what did
Who
you get on
knows?
Letterboxd?
Well, 2.7.
Oh
Eh.
God,
Pretty mid. But it's out of
Yeah.
5.
oh that's actually better than
Yeah.
I thought it would be.
Mid movie. Actually, terrible movie. Other people thought it was
Yeah,
mid.
but we
They're
all
dumb.
thought it was trash.
Yeah. Yeah. Leave a comment for a better film for us to
some people
watch.
were scared
That'd be
by the
cool.
hype, but it just, I don't know. Didn't do
Nah,
it for any of us.
nah. It was trash.
It's the
And
only thing it's got going.
I don't like
next week,
fights, and I weren't bothered by that.
Yeah.
next week we are going to be watching. I think we had a little discussion in between some editing points here that we're going to be looking at John Wick potentially, right?
The first
Jonathan
one.
Wick
Just the
starring
first
Neo
John Wick.
from The Matrix.
In preparation for John Wick 4.
Quadrilogy.
So
Johnny
yeah,
Silverhand from Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk. So yeah,
And
that should be fun.
infamously from Fortnite.
Oh,
Yeah.
King of the Victory Royale.
number one
Chug
Victoria.
Jug Connoisseur.
Oh, he's chugging.
Keanu Reeves.
But is he jogging?
We're doing
He's
John
chugging
Wick
something,
1.
that's for sure.
We're doing John Wick 1 because John Wick 4 is coming out. It probably will be out by the time this video goes live.
Yeah. So
And it's supposed to be
really good.
Depicted as the best film of the year. It's
Yeah.
supposed to be this year's Everything Everywhere All at Once.
What?
And it's also, fun fact with Decos.
Oh no.
Oh,
All, John Wick 1, 2, and 3 all got 8.5 on, I want to say IGN, which doesn't really hold a lot, but John Wick 4 apparently got a 10 out of 10.
goddamn.
Fun fact.
There you go. Fun fact with the cost.
And John Wick 5 hasn't been rated.
I think that
it hasn't even been made yet.
Yeah. I think the most enthusiasm out of this film is about next week's film.
Yeah, next week's film. Should be fun. So join us for that. Like, comment, subscribe. See you next week. Say bye, guys.
Bye.
Suffer.